What's up, guys? Do you want to build a computer but don't have the funds for it and don't want to pay an arm and a leg or a testicle or a kidney? Well, you can do just that for under £100 or $100. Stay with me now. Okay guys, so inside the computer we've got an Intel i5 3570K. We also have 8GB of DDR3 RAM. We've got a 1050 Ti, we've got a 500 watt PSU, and we've got a 500GB SSD as well. Now, all this cost just under £100 or $100. The motherboard, CPU and RAM was a combo that I got from eBay for about £50. I got the graphics card on Facebook Marketplace for £30, and then the rest was spent on the SSD and power supply unit, which we got off of Marketplace as well. Very cheap stuff, and no guarantee at all that it was actually even working. So I was just taking a risk to see if I can win this, and I did, because everything's working perfectly fine. Now let me just show you a quick video showing you how I've put all this together. It was very easy. It took me about 5-10 minutes to put the computer together, and yeah, it's working pretty good. So let's have a look at that, and then we can put some games on it and see how the games run, and I'm going to do some benchmark tests as well, so you can see how we perform. So I found this on an eBay auction. It started off at £20 and then increasingly it got more and more, but there was plenty other ones there that were for about the same price, £45 to £50. Some of them were even buy it now, but I only realised that after I've put an auction bid on this one. The GPUs were on Facebook Marketplace for about £40 to £50, but I managed to get this guy down to 30, which was ideal. A Coolermaster 500 watt PSU along with a 500GB SSD. I got that on Facebook Marketplace for £20. The case is our cardboard box, which we've got for free because we ran out of budget. So the first thing I did was put the motherboard in the box, and then I cut out the back end for the I/O so I can actually plug stuff into it. I then drew little marks with a pen where the motherboard holes are so I can cable tie it together to the box so it's secured, and then that was basically it. After that I put the power supply unit in. I cut out a little hole at the front of the case for some reason so I can plug the actual PSU in. I didn't secure it in any way at all, it's just sitting there loose, so that's pretty cool. 24 pin goes in, CPU pin goes in, and that's the only two connections that it needs. And after that it was time to get the screwdriver out and boot it up, because I didn't have a power button obviously. And yes, I am watching a movie in the background, it's not just people screaming in my house. So in the first instance I had a bit of a problem with the boot up because there was some power supply surges detected during a previous power up. So I just restarted the computer and tried it again.
One eternity later.
Okay, so once we got the computer working, the first game we're testing is Fortnite, and this is on low settings, performance mode as well, and we're averaging about 30 FPS here. It's very playable, it's nice and smooth, but normally you'd want about 50 or 60 frames per second on this title. It went really well and completed the whole game and actually ended up winning it as well, so definitely playable on this system. Have a look at the rest of this gameplay and let me know what you think. Next game testing is GTA 5. We've put it to very high settings at 1080, and to my surprise it was actually doing pretty well at 60 frames per second. Initially it dropped down to about 50-55, but it maintained that smoothness throughout. It was actually surprisingly smooth, to be honest. I wasn't expecting it to do as well as this. But yeah, have a look at this clip and let me know what you think, if this is smooth enough for you. And the next title is Counter-Strike 2, and I've never played this game before, so I don't know how it actually works properly. I know you shoot in it, but I don't even know how to sprint in this game. But anyway, loaded in the game, and first thing I noticed is I couldn't move, I couldn't shoot, like it was just really laggy. That was because it was set to high settings. So in the second clip you'll see I lowered it all down to really low, and I changed the resolution to I can't even remember what it was, but it was like lower than HD. And also the FPS counter isn't working on this game for some reason. The overlay wasn't showing up at all. So I'm just going to tell you, on the high settings we got around 25 to 30 FPS. On the low setting, however, we managed to get between 90 and 120. So that was pretty good. I did play the very first Counter-Strike, and like years ago, and it was actually really enjoyable. It was my first shooter game, and when I lowered the resolution and the graphics, it kind of reminded me a little bit of it, because it kind of looks like it a little bit. But yeah, I still couldn't play it properly due to my skill, obviously. But in terms of game performance, it was absolutely fine, nice and smooth, and I even got some kills towards the end. So go me. Alright, the next one is everyone's all-time favourite, Minecraft. So this is the Java edition, and what can I really say? It's nice and smooth. We're getting around 100. We just had about 100 FPS there, but it's just dropped to about 84 average, but that's because I'm in the air and I'm trying to render all the blocks to appear. But yeah, no, it's pretty good. No too much lag or anything like that. It was pretty smooth considering obviously the type of machine we're running it on. And Minecraft, for being a low sort of graphic game, it requires so much resources just to kind of get everything loaded up and get all the blocks loading in. But it looks really good, it played really well, and we even made a trip to the Nether, so we can have a look what it's like inside there. And yeah, again, pretty smooth, between 70 to 100 FPS, can't complain at all. Let me know what you think. And for the last game, it's one of my personal favourites. This is Dead by Daylight. Now, Dead by Daylight came out in about 2014, so it's been out for a wee while now, but it's still very popular and a lot of people still play it. So I decided to go in and put the settings to Ultra on this game. So we can have a look what it's like at its best settings. So as you can see here, it's all set up. I was in the middle of setting it up there. So everything, as you can see on the left hand side of the screen, it's all in red because it's literally being pushed against its will to manage all this stuff. But let's go in the game and you can have a look at how smooth it was actually going. It was pretty decent, between 50 and 60 FPS. It dropped down sometimes to 40, higher 40s, but other than that it was pretty good, pretty smooth, and yeah, well done. Let me know what you think. Alright, so we've ran some games on it, some good numbers from multiple games that you've seen. I've tried some simulator games on it as well, and they run pretty well, but you don't really need much power for those kind of games anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Let me know what other games you want me to run on this computer, and let me know if you would build one of these as well. Thanks for watching, and take care.